My name is Ariel Garza, and it's time to get uncomfortable with Ariel. I'm sure I'm gonna have to learn a catchphrase, but that's it for now. I wanted to make this video really quickly before I go to work. I was kind of a little bit surprised by, number one, the fact that I didn't get any likes or any subscribers on my channel, but I got quite a few emails. So again, for those of you, if this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos, this channel is for women or men who are suffering from domestic violence abuse. So whether you are in a relationship right now, it's also for individuals that have overcome those circumstances. So I'm excited that you're here. Go ahead and like or dislike this video if you don't like it. Also, go ahead and subscribe. But I'm just going to jump right in. I was a little bit nervous. At one point, I was like, should I delete that video? I'm not really getting anything, but I got quite a few feedback via email, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in to an email that I got from an individual. It doesn't really, it doesn't have the name of the individual. Obviously, it's just their email. But the title of the email is bad. So I got this and I was like, whoa. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. The email says, "Hi, I've been in a relationship for 6 years now. My boyfriend and I live together in a small apartment not too far away from where we both grew up. Nowadays, come Wednesday, Thursday, I find myself getting very anxious for the weekend to come. I never know what his plans are, and he has a tendency to drink in excess. He also has a drug habit. He has a tendency to drink and go into our guest bedroom by himself. Sometimes he'll even lock the door behind him. I always catch him on social media. I can't imagine he's doing anything good if he feels the need to be away from me when he's had quite a bit to drink. Every single weekend, I lose sleep, a lot of it. I'm nervous, stressed, and anxious of what's to come, so I stay up all hours of the night. This past weekend was really bad. He was in the guest bedroom. It was really late, well past midnight, so he already had quite a bit to drink. I had just had enough. I found something to open the locked door, got in, and found him lying on the couch on his phone. I asked him what he was doing, and he pretended like I wasn't even there. He just called me crazy for unlocking the door, and he laughed at me. I kept asking him what he was doing, and he continued to ignore me. I kept talking, and he kept ignoring. I'm not sure how things escalated, but I was sitting on the arm of the couch trying to get something. I'm not sure how things escalated, but I was sitting on the arm of the couch trying to get anything out of him. He got up to walk out, and I must have said something to set him off because all I remember is he picked up the Xbox controller up off the floor and decked me right in the face with it. I fell back onto the couch, and all I remember is the sound going away from my ears. I couldn't hear anything as I watched him lunge on top of me and continue to bash my face in a couple more times with the controller. I got up, walked to the bathroom in somewhat of a daze, and looked into the mirror. He followed right behind me, not saying a word. I literally looked like I had been in a car accident. I started crying and asked him why he did that. Between my eyebrows was an indentation and a small gash that wasn't bleeding too much, just severed skin. My nose was the worst. There was a huge bump on the hump of my nose. It almost looked broken, but it wasn't bleeding or anything. My cheek had a large red mark on it, almost looked like blood started to accumulate below my skin. I was crying and I looked over at him, and he just looked at me with a blank face and said, "See what you made me do? I told you to shut up." Then he walked away. I've had to cover my face up in makeup because the bruising has gotten pretty bad. I told my coworkers I had been in a bad accident. Do you think he'll ever get over this behavior? This is probably the worst it's ever gotten, but I can't help to think how over time it just keeps getting worse. A couple years ago, I was helping him get situated for work. He got upset over something, grabbed the iron I was using to iron his clothes, and burned my upper leg with it. While I was driving him to work, he asked me if it hurt. I said no, so he reached over and rubbed the burn area. I can keep going, but I'm sure you think I'm crazy for still being with him. We've been through a lot, and I love him. He didn't have a dad growing up, but had a mom working day in and day out to provide for him and his siblings. I don't want to give up on him or our relationship. He has a good heart, and he has since apologized for the incident this past weekend. What do you think? I think that you're in a horrible situation. I think that you need to get out, and I think that the fact that you still, after those incidents that happened to you, the fact that you still say you love this guy, I can tell that you really love him. But when in the relationship do you decide that you have to love yourself? If you're going to work with a face that looks like, sorry, hold on. I have a little bit of a confession to make. I didn't get any emails, so that's an email that I wrote. That's actually something that happened to me. And when I was reading it back, it's just like, it sucks to think that, things like that happen to people, and we don't talk about those things, and, we kind of just brush it under the rug. But I remember when I was in that position, as soon as it happened, I just remember that I still was holding on so hard, I still didn't want to let him go. And like I said in that email, I just didn't want to give up on him. But I'll never forget when I finally left him. His mom called me, and his mom had a tendency, well, he would call his mom at her work, blow her up on her business phone to say, like, you need to call Ariel, like, you need to get through to her, she's not answering me. In that particular scenario, it was the end. I had found out that he, had a girl pregnant, and even though we weren't together, we were still talking, we were still hanging out. So his mom called me, and me and his mom had always had, like a relationship. She always knew that she knew, her son and his ways, and she always had his back. And I remember that day she called me, and I answered the phone, and I had been ignoring his calls. I didn't want to talk to him. I was crying. I was like devastated. And I remember his mom called me, and she said, this happens, and things like this happen all the time, and you guys just got to work through it. You guys been together for so long, and you guys just got to work through it. And I remember I was crying, and I always respected her, and I was crying so much, and something just clicked in my head, and I just asked her, I said, when is it time to take care of me? When is it time to be there for me? When is it my time? I've been with this guy for 10 years, close to 10 years of my life, and I've always taken care of him. When is it time for me? And she's just started crying. I'll never forget that phone call. And me and her were crying on the phone. And, you know, I ended that conversation and I haven't talked to her since. But I think I just wanted to, you know, go through that email to go through my experience, number one, and number two, just encourage you guys to, you know, email in. Again, if you're going through this situation, if you are in an abusive relationship and you're not sure where to turn or what to do, I don't want to push you to get out. I just want to kind of open your eyes to the fact that a lot of people go through this and a lot of people get out, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just want to encourage you, as well as other individuals who've been in the situation, to write in. My email is lguncomfortable@gmail.com, short for let's get uncomfortable @gmail.com. Email in. Let's discuss our experiences. Again, the title of this channel is Let's Get Uncomfortable because it is uncomfortable to discuss this situation. I hate talking about this. But it happened and it's behind me and it's made me a better person. And that's what that's really the message that I want to get out is, you know, that you can overcome this. You can get past this. And there's a whole support system behind you, including me, who want to encourage you to do so. So I hope that you guys have a happy Thanksgiving or had a happy Thanksgiving. And hopefully you guys write in. I really didn't get any likes or any dislikes or any subscribers. So I said, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to keep pushing. This train is going to keep going. And I'm happy to be here. This is something that I want to do, and I'm going to keep doing it. And yeah, hopefully I hear from you guys. Like, dislike this video, subscribe. Go ahead and press that little bell for notifications if I ever decide to go live and get someone to come in and, you know, have a little chit chat with me. But I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Okay, bye. Careful that I say thank you. Thank you.